This is one of our pneumatic EX rated drum tipping units. The unit's powered by compressed air. So to power the lift and the tip functions, you need to plug in an air line into the panel at the back of the unit. There is a connection point on the left and on the right hand side of the unit. So you use a quick connect coupling like this and plug it into this fitting. The unit's now powered up. First thing we'll do is open the band assembly at the front and we'll push it forward so we can connect to this drum. First thing we do is open the band assembly. Push the unit forward. Then close the bands. We now take this right hand arm, push this one closed, hook it over, keep your fingers out of the way while we clamp it shut. You can adjust this, you can adjust the tension of the band. So if we open the band up, if we twist this handle inwards, we'll make it tighter. If we wind it out, we'll make it looser. So the most important thing to do is it should be a nice, snug fit. Then we have this locking pin here. We place that through the hole in this position and lock it closed. This prevents the clamp from opening. The next thing we need to do is fix the rim clamp. The rim clamp fits against the drum. That goes over the top, hold them together and tighten the nut. The drum's now fastened in the head of the unit, nice and secure, so we're ready to lift the drum. So we do that from walking behind the unit here, and we have a lift and lower control. We pull this backwards. The pump will continue to run because it has an inbuilt accumulator. So this accumulator is topped up all the time. Now on our tip controls here, this is our tip control. Now we have a handle here and a handle here. Now this is for operating it when the unit is very high up. When it's high up, you can actually operate it from this position here. So we want to tip the drum. You have complete control of the drum tip, so you can tip it fast or you can tip it slow. If you want to go slow, just lean on the lever slightly. Then we can lower it down to the floor. This is a load cell unit, so this weighs the contents of the drum as well. So here we have our load cell indicator box. We have the on-off button here, you can see in yellow. Now we've picked up the drum and we've selected the tar function. So we want to tar off the weight. And as you see now, the scale is reading 0, 0. So if I just put my finger on the head, you can see the figure going up. So you can weigh the contents out of the drum. The unit is rechargeable. And is fitted with a battery pack. And this is the battery pack here, you can see on the left hand side of the head. So the first thing to do, we power down the scales. Then we pull up this connector here. We turn the screw on the top and then we pull out the connector. This has a blanking plug on, which can go on the top. What we do then is we actually lift the battery out of the box and take this to the charging station, where this is to be charged outside the zoned area by a mains charger. We're going to show you how to fit the battery back into the unit. First thing to do is you drop the connector, just lower it down nicely through the hole in the battery tray. Slot the battery in. Bring up the connector, take off the blanking plug, pick up the other cable tail, and you line up the fittings so until they actually socket together. As soon as they socket together, we'll then screw up a stainless screw on the top. As soon as that's nice and snug, we place it back in the storage bracket. We're now ready to power up the scales and go to work. We're now looking at the rear control panel to the unit. You notice on the left here we have the emergency stop. If we press this down, that stops all function. So that stops lift, lower and rotate backwards and forwards. To reset this, we turn it clockwise until the button pops up, then it's ready to use. This one here is the air isolation valve. So to use the unit, we need to switch this to the on position, and the pump will start to run and charge the accumulator at that time. When the unit's not in use, you should either disconnect the air line or switch this to the off position to stop premature wear of the hydraulic pump. There's another one here which is the pump reset button. This only needs to be used should the lift or lower or rotate not work. You just press pump reset. We're now looking at the rear steering system of the unit and the two rear brakes. We pull down the handle and we can turn the handle and steer the unit in the direction we want to go. And when we're not using the unit, we apply the brakes, and we do this by pressing down on the brakes. It's important to apply both brakes because it's a four-wheel design, so you need to apply two brakes. To reset the brakes, to wheel the unit away, put your boot underneath the connector and lift them up.